What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and this is Tokyo Xtreme Racer Drift 2. About time to do some more of this. It's been a long while. Don't even remember where we were, but we're just gonna go somewhere because that's all we gotta do, you know. Apparently, we bought an NSX last time around because NSX is perfection. Simple as that. Anyways, where were we? Hello, Dylan. Hello. How's it going? I think we're we have to go to daytime, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, that's a very big if because it's only been like a month. So let's just go straight to daytime, see if there's anything that's relevant there. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those streams where I do absolutely nothing, and then hopefully we do something. Oh, now I'm Poser Boy. I've upgraded from Annoying Boy to Poser Boy. Do they not realize I've been racing a Midget like half of the time? I mean, anyone who has a positive win-loss record in a Daihatsu Midget 2 is the man, like automatically. So we got new suspension parts are available. New reinforcement. Subaru Forester STI. This thing I wanted. Sylvia. Turbo parts. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. 10,000 horsepower. We've been buying old cars at high prices for more than 10 years. Disappointed that he wasn't telling me how to actually get 10,000 horsepower. A 4 a.m. empty box stream. I've seen it all. It's 8:40 in the evening, not 4 a.m. Me. Mr. Zoom Zoom Zoom. Any slashers? God, there's just so many. Okay, apparently I beat a slasher. You know, here's the problem with this game when you don't play it for like a month, you know, you just all like... You don't remember anything, and of course, you know, a decent streamer would be all like, oh hey, you know what? I'll go ahead and go through, make sure I'm up to speed with where I'm at, where I need to be. No. Not this guy. It's not what I do. Alright, so you know what? We're just... I think we're just gonna go ahead and, you know what, let's just go straight back to night. See if we got any new parts or anything. Actually, just 1 second here. We'll check this menu and then we'll go see if there's any. Just like the noise it makes. That noise, that boing. I could play the game with analog sticks, but I don't like the way it feels. The other thing I don't like about this is the fact that I gotta go to buy like 3 different menus to buy freaking parts for this freaking car. Although I don't think I got any money because like $82,000 in this game goes absolutely nowhere. Looking for parts? Why not hone your skills before you pump up your ride? Meet me at the Kagi Day PA. Aren't you just the man? I'm sure you are. I'm positive. I've never been so sure of something in my life. Yeah. We need the monies. So, Akagi Day PA. Enter the parking area. To the parking area we go. Passing night, a trickster. If you find me some good parts, let me know, okay? Well, we were just at the auto parts store, and you were all like, don't put parts on, so which is it? First things first, though, show me your technique. Okay. Even before she got her driver's license, her older brother used to take her out to the course with him to watch battles. Toomey loved this so much that she ended up becoming a racer herself. She used to race in a hand-me-down FC3S RX-7, but just recently she decided to get serious by buying a new RX-8. Said nobody ever. Sorry, RX-8 fans. Sorry. Talk to the viewers, mofo. I talk to the viewers plenty. If y'all ain't got anything worth talking about, though, what am I gonna talk about? Alright? Just tell me to talk to the viewers. I mean, you gotta talk too. That's how it works. See that lovely emulator action going on there. Shabam! I got the license plate night, but in a game about racing in the darkness, I race in the daytime because reasons. You know, the funny thing is, you haven't been talking the last 5 minutes. Oh, goofy handling, goofy handling, goofy handling. Okay. Easy does it. That was me trying to drive with the analog sticks. Crisis averted. My driving is just all over the place. I'm not ready for the NSX here. I think I gotta go back to the Midget and work my way up here tonight. This thing's just too fast, too twitchy. Oh yeah, I remember this corner because this corner is a total douche. So you always hit the wall right freaking there. That's all like, hey, no drift points for you. You know what would be awesome? An anime about street mountain racing in Japan. I don't think it'd ever be popular. I'd be more interested in the tofu stories. That's what's the real thing that drives the plot. Don't worry, we're back to using the D-pad because the D-pad is superior. All hail the almighty D-pad. As I almost run out SP here. My goodness. This is about the worst race ever. Yay, I win. The entire Kaido battle plot is just an excuse to get the Honda license. I don't quite think so. I think it was Honda something or other. The reason why they weren't in Tokyo Xtreme Racer 3 was because they didn't want to be on street racing games or something like that. Although that's totally BS, as evidenced by the fact that Need for Speed Underground existed. Maybe it's some sort of goofy licensing thing with EA or something like that, but who knows with those guys? I don't think there was anything remotely interesting in the daytime races. And I feel like every time I've played this game, every time I've done a stream, that's been my comment the whole time, is that the daytime is just like, should not even be there. Okay, would you rather take Hamilton to live with you for a week or fix 5 bicycles? That is the strangest question I have ever been asked. I am pretty confident of that. I don't even understand the question. What's the meaning of 5 bicycles? How broken are they? I mean, what type of operation is this going to be to fix 5 bicycles? And I mean, I'm not a Hamilton fan, but I mean, I don't think he would. I mean, I don't think it'd be like he'd be a guy that'd be like be totally unlivable with. Like, he's a total weirdo and he's got this weird particular thing where like he just does something that just grinds your gears so much that you just like want to throw him out of the house or something like that. Driving around and raising kids is extra hard work, but I'm not making any excuses. She recently gave birth to a healthy baby girl and is busy raising her. Aww. Once, when a member of her team came to her house, the baby screamed and cried at the strange visitor. Recently, she's been able to take a little time off from child raising and come out to race about once every couple months. Hey, come check out my theater company's play, The Ham, which is coincidentally about Hamilton. I couldn't plan it. He works at a company selling children's toys while pursuing an amateur acting career. His finally honed acting abilities are put to good use in battles, where he says that this crowd has the best fans. And he's known for his expert fans. When he and his teammates go drinking at their favorite pub, it's high balls straight up all the way for Karasawa. What? What? You what? Listen up, maggot. Drill Sergeant Nakagawa is going to make you learn how to drive all over again. Now drop and give me 20. Nakagawa is the leader of his team for no reason other than his ride is the most highly tuned. Actually, he was trained by the legendary Jetting Devil, and his machine is incredibly fast. He's also a bit of an oddball, known for adjusting his body to stay perfectly parallel to slopes. That's just an incredibly weird sentence to say. Huh? Why would I want to drink at home? I don't know. Because father of 2, he's become ever more grumpy around people than before. He's a family man after all, but lately he's been spending more and more time playing video games with his kids and less time racing. He's also been hitting the bottle pretty heavily. So great, we're racing against a team of drunks. They're all about the high balls all around. Alrighty, peace out. You're driving a wannabe little minivan, like you ain't got no chance. And plus, like, shouldn't you be like taking care of your child? You know, like who's babysitting? Who's babysitting at 3 in the morning? So you can go ahead and like go mountain running. Like who's doing that? Like, come on. And at the same time, like, okay, like is your husband or your boyfriend like totally okay with you just like going out like racing in the middle of the night when you just had a kid? Like, I mean, I definitely am not the person who should ever be giving parenting advice, but I feel like that is most certainly crossing a line. Like, yeah, just like, yeah, that's kind of a little shady there. The kids are sleeping in the trunk. That would explain why she was driving so slow. I mean, that would. Oh, this guy's just simply named Mai with his freaking Fiat something or other with blue freaking mud flaps on a yellow car. Like, get out of here. Just get the hell out of here. You're done. Like, you just need a good smack on the head. You're clearly just not all there. Elevator does not go to the top floor. Can confirm. Nah, it's perfectly fine. That way when you die in a horrible crash that ends with your 4 million yen sports car falling all the way down the mountain, your kids can die too. Well, first of all, she drove a Nissan March G pound sign, which I guess is actually a G-Sharp, but as a kid I always saw it as a pound sign long before I realized, like, oh hey, like G-Sharp, like music. I see, I get it. Whoa, drunk driver, and it's not the team of drunks. And I should also mention that the lady with the kids is a member of a team where like everybody was just telling their drinking stories. Like, I just feel like this is not something that should be done. Like, there is definitely a very serious human side to the street racing going on in this game, you know? It's not all about sick drifts and high speeds down twisty mountain roads. It is definitely about something larger than that. This guy's just throwing it into the walls, man. How does this guy still have, like, anything resembling SP left over? Like, he's seriously just like, oh, hey, hairpin, I'll just throw it in the wall. Forget braking. We don't need none of that. Braking is for wusses. Alrighty. I still don't. Alright, I upload. Actually, I don't think that was the first time. The F-18 video, there's a couple people that are all mentioning Ralphie Dude, who you should totally watch if you're into flight sims on YouTube, because he's freaking hilarious. But I don't get it. Anyways, Tencho's always nagging me, saying I should give up racing, but how could I? It's just way too much fun. Of course, her name is Love Christina. I bet she probably loves Christina Aguilera because this game was from the time where everybody loves Christina Aguilera. She works part-time at a restaurant that's famous in the area for its unusually delicious Italian cuisine. Kiyono is the restaurant's star attraction, and a lot of men eat there just so they can meet her. The owner knows a keeper when he sees one, and has been trying to convince Kiyono to give up racing because it's too dangerous. Alrighty. Alrighty, boys. Oh yeah, that's really realistic there. Sure, yeah. Alright. This car out-accelerating an NSX, yeah. Seems legit. I see nothing wrong here. And yes, along the lines of the whole DCS talk that almost sort of broke out right there. F14 hype. Indeed. Even though I know trying to land that thing on the carrier with my skill set is, well then! I'll just give it the old, it'll be the, cougar treatment, you know, just like, wait, yeah, it was cougar, wasn't it? God, it's been too long since I watched a movie. I can't remember. Can't even remember. I'm pretty sure it's right. I think so, at least. Yeah, just imagine Top Gun if he never turns in his wings. Like, I mean, just, who knows? Who knows what happens in that day, in the quote-unquote present day in the Indian Ocean, you know? What? World War III could have started all because Maverick wasn't there to go ahead and save Iceman's bacon, you know? That close. String theory, man. What a wicked web we leave. So anyways, we got this guy whose license plate is just 13. I'm not sure that... You know, the license plates in this game don't make any dang sense at all. Like, your license plate is literally just 13. That's it. Let's have a battle. You can check out my car's sweet underbody after you eat my dust. Anyone who brags about their car's underbody, first and foremost, probably is either that guy that like is super into it and like knows literally everything, or is the guy who knows absolutely nothing. It depends on the context. Given that this game came out in the early 2000s, I'm going to assume by underbody they're hinting at talking about things like neon and silly things like that, which is just, you know. Harino's car is designed around the concept of underbody first and is very low to the ground. But this is a poor man's tuning done by adjusting a non-attenuating spring, and the damper is basically a piece of junk. Harino doesn't seem to realize that he's actually making his car worse. He just keeps bouncing down the road. Alright, so they're saying in this context, underbody is simply lowering the car down to the ground, basically. Now, see, in that context, I'd say, you know, maybe he's got like some ground effect tunnels that he bodged together, you know, and a massive diffuser. They should just put tunnels on everything. There you go. Make every race car better instantly. Ground effects for everybody. I mean, this guy's got a license plate that just says golf. I mean, really? I sense you've been possessed by the spirit of a terrible racer. Allow me to exorcise it in a race. You've heard of snake oil salesman? Well, MI is a snake oil racer with a plethora of tricks up his sleeve. Before a race, he'll psych out his opponent by telling him that there are ghosts sitting in the passenger seat and the rear seat, whether or not he actually sees the ghost. Only MI knows for sure. And I'm just gonna say the text in this game is like way harder to read than it seems like, especially on such a larger screen. But yeah, just saying. I can read just fine, you know. It's just kind of difficult to read. Korean culture is big in Japan right now, but you've got to stay way ahead of the trend curve. Alrighty. He's an incurable trend hound. Whenever a new fad emerges, he's always the first to get on it. He claims to hate these kinds of people himself, however, and doesn't seem to notice the obvious contradiction. Lately, he's gotten in on the Korean culture boom and is planning to buy himself a Korean car. My condolences. Apparently, I have no money, and I need money to raise people. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. The CRX is a fine machine. It's just like it was developed just for racers, you know? Yes. That's my kind of lady. Wherever you go, there she is hanging around. She never stays long in any one place. Her personality is reflected in her racing, where she constantly plays with the steering wheel. Sometimes, without warning, she'll go into a spin turn and start heading in the opposite direction. It's obnoxious, but at the same time, it's kind of cute. I'm dumbfounded here. Well. That'd be funny if she just like chucked it and reverts backed up into us. Do the old back up into the opponent, slam it back into first, clutch dump, and just go before they even have time to like process what the heck just happened. Not that I've ever done that, of course. Oh yeah, definitely my type of girl. I mean, heck, she's absolutely crazy. I mean, just randomly flips around, does U-turns. I'm not sure on what world the idea of a chick who just like is racing and then all of a sudden she just like decides to do a 180-degree turn and just drive backwards on the agreed upon track is cute. I don't know how that's cute, but it's definitely something. Definitely. I do believe the phrase that they would say is she's got moxie. Who am I kidding? No one under the age of 95 is using that phrase. She's definitely got something. I don't know what it is. Could just be a screw loose, but it's definitely something. She's got spunk. Okay, can we please just get off of this gravel bullcrap? Like, I mean, really, Japanese road crews, what are you doing? Just like, oh hey, we'll just randomly tear down half the mountain pass. You know, just heading on into the evening, and we'll just leave it that way overnight. And then we'll just like repave the road at like 4 in the morning when no one's looking. Every single day. And can I also say, you know, I'm not convinced that the breakdown between men and women in this game is an accurate portrayal of Japanese street racing culture. I mean, I very well could be wrong here, but it seems like, you know, there's a good probably 30%, you know, women in this game to men in terms of opponents. Something tells me that that wasn't probably the case back then. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I wouldn't mind being wrong here. I think that'd be interesting. It'd be fascinating. But I just get a feeling that Japanese street racing probably a good bit of a dude fest, you know? Just throwing that out there. And, you know, I feel like saying she's got spunk is not a good phrase. for a variety of reasons. We'll just leave it at that. I don't think I can race that guy. This is set in the far future. They're super progressive and racing is no longer a sausage fest. Yeah, something tells me that racing will always remain a sausage fest. I realize that tough times can really change a person. Has that ever happened to you? He has a strange tendency to set amazing new personal bests whenever something's bugging him deep down inside. Incidentally, he's been dumped by 16 girlfriends so far by his count, and every time it happens, he sets a new record. Well, that's looking on the bright side. Hey, you should go talk to the lady with the cute driving habit of turning around driving backwards. Make it 17 while we're at it. To others, it must seem like he's just having a good time. Yeah, I'm sure. That definitely sounds like, I mean, he's probably definitely having a good time. I'm pretty sure he's probably enjoying himself. By that I mean he's most definitely one of those people who has the smiley happy face on, but deep down on the inside, they're just all like mentally wrecked. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Wow, that's deep, man. Tried the VR in ACC yet, Matt? Yes, I have tried it. I haven't played around with it enough. When I initially tried it, when the version 2.0 or whatever it was, you'd call it, released, it was very woeful and needed a lot of work. And knowing that Kunos kind of has a tendency to release, their major updates, and then there's a lot of small little follow-on changes that really can make a big difference within like a week or two of that release. I just figured I'll just kind of shelf it, come back to it. I do plan on doing a video of it, but things right now are kind of a little all over the place for a couple of different reasons, which I'm not going to go into. It's nothing to do with the game itself or anything like that. But one thing I will say though, speaking of, so of course the Competizione, oh my god, Misano is the worst track I've ever driven in the history of sim racing. I'm just gonna say it. Oh man, I hate that track. So that's probably another reason why I haven't really put as much time into it with this update. Like, that track is just so boring, so dull, so unenjoyable. I'm not blaming Kunos here. Let me just make it clear for those people who are watching the stream or are interested in that sort of thing. Not blaming Kunos at all, but that track is everything that is absolutely wrong with modern racetracks. Just boring, drab, dull. Everything looks exactly the same because everything is basically the same. Has no character. It sucks. Yes, it is worse than Circuit of the Americas. I thought it was impossible, but at least Circuit of the Americas is good for the first, well, until you get to the second hairpin. Once you get to the second hairpin, it's all over from there. But like between like turn one, which, kind of a little finicky, but it's just a hairpin, whatever, that's totally fine. But then, the S's, Circuit of the Americas, like, yeah, long live the S's at Circuit of Americas, and then like from there it's just. Christina Nielsen, only female racer I can say I have time for. Simona, man, Simona. Alright, like, come on. I know she got pawned off into like V8 supercars and everything like fell apart, but she comes back to IndyCar, there's at least one fan, of her, what she went through and got back into the car, man, nothing less than impressive. You gotta like it. You gotta like it. And you know what? There was none of this whining. There's none of these, Danica, gotta do the bikini shots because, Got to make that money. And we're affording on a fine wine in this stream, boys. Yeah, Catherine Lake, there's another one. Another one where, you know, just drives race cars. That's what she does. And like, just so happens that, you know, she's a woman. They're like, you know, that's that, you know? It can be done. It has been done. The sad thing is it's tarnished by the ones who haven't done it. Yeah. Ugh. Oh boy. Oh boy. I just... You gotta be careful here, boys. We gotta be very, very careful. This is... What's up with the freaking overly dramatic camera angle for this parking area? Like... Yeah. I guess the only way to make it big is to come back every night and win battles. Well, that would be a good way to make your name in street racing. You might think that a guy who's as afraid of the dark as he is wouldn't be suited for night battles. Night battle! But he's determined to make a name for himself in night battles, and his machine is impressive. With the press of a button, he can turn on numerous brilliant lamps, lighting up the road as if he were high noon. But racers aren't allowed to have lights on inside the car during races. God dang it! Why does everybody need so much money? Everybody needs so much money! You're gonna lose anyways. Just let me take your money now. Alright? Give me your lunch money and we'll be good. Oh, man. Yeah, his car has more lights than your average brodozer cruising the highway. Brodozers. Ugh. Do I have enough money to race this guy yet? No. I need like $2 million to race this guy. $2 million to take this guy's like $5,000. Is that... Have I gone through all the tracks here at night? I feel like I've gone through all the tracks here at night. Maybe not. But I have a feeling I probably can't race these guys, and that's why I haven't raced these guys. Yeah, there's that guy. Oh, hey. With my awesome technique, even the best technicians won't know what hit him. Whenever he climbs in the driver's seat, and especially at the start of a battle, his personality undergoes a sudden transformation. His driving is violent, reckless as he plows down the road, even going so far as to ram his opponent's car. Sound familiar? His rivals are so scared of him that they let him pass. However, he's not really doing it on purpose. Club Iberia confirmed. Heyo! Heyo. Alright, so this is Drift Battle. Drift Battle! Yeah! Maximum drift! Action! Action! Yeah! Look at that action! Yeah! Yeah! So much action! Action! Too much action! Stop the judgment! No! Action! Oh, that... No. Action! Come on, I need points. Action! Oh yeah, rip a fat one there. Expert. Yep, that's definitely me. Definitely expert. Action! Oh boys, we got a serious problem here. We got a serious problem here. We're all out of corners. We ain't got points. No! We've been defeated. Oh yeah, some people call this NSX the hardest rival in the game. Really? Really now? Oh, shoot. No! 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 Oh, man. I didn't realize that was a gambling race, man. Yeah. New advanced race open. Mazda up. Yay. Because that's so helpful because I have so many freaking Mazdas. Let me just go ahead and hop in my Mazda. I mean, I got 3 Hondas, man. When did I get a Prelude? Can someone explain to me when I bought a Prelude? I do not remember buying a Prelude. I remember buying the Mercedes. I remember buying the CRX. I remember the Midget. So I'll start with Midget. I remember the NSX, but I don't remember a Prelude at all. I don't remember winning a Prelude either. It's just like, hey, there's a random Prelude in there. Let's see if I can figure out which one of these 82 menus I need to go into to sell cars. Fortunately, this time I did get ambushed going in through the door. Go like, oh hey, street race, right now. Yeah, goodbye, Prelude. We really didn't need you. Now we got some money. Time to go lose our money. Yeah. Let's go straight to nighttime. I mean, the daytime is so boring. Like, you know, there's no backstory or anything. There's just like, oh hey, do this random race because like, woo. But if there's nobody to race, nobody remembers a Prelude. It's an incredibly normal car. You know, I don't really think so. I kind of disagree. You know, I kind of feel like the Prelude is a car that probably should be remembered. Like 4-wheel steering before it was cool. Oh wait, 4-wheel steering's never been cool, actually. I don't know why, because it seems like 4-wheel steering would be a gift from the driving gods, because like the things you could do with 4-wheel steering after all, but apparently not. It's a slightly faster Accord. Maybe now that like the 2-door Accord, like, I mean maybe in modern sense, but I don't know. Oh my goodness. 4-wheel steering is the VTEC of steering. Hey, VTEC is great on the engine. VTEC is good on the steering. Well then. Hello, Mr. Insurgency, if that is your real name. What a nice Alpha you got there. My engine's been acting funny lately. Could you take a look at it for me? Yep, can confirm it's an Alfa Romeo. There's your problem. I fixed it for you. Get a new car. Because this one ain't ever gonna not be broken. Because Alpha. He sold his old car to a collector who just had to have it and made a new start in a new car. But he's eager to put his trademark weight-reducing modification on his 4-door machine. His current project is to see just how light he can make that 4-door. He's currently at 1,331 kilos. Gambling battle! Let's battle! Yeah! VTEC traction control, so how does that work? Like when traction control kicks in, like the car goes extra slower? Alright, now this is time attack, so we're clear to bounce off walls, boys. Alright, not drive into walls, bounce off them. Speed! Speed is of the essence. Lightning McQueen, I am speed. many actors and 80s rockers. I'm on speed. Same difference. Speed is speed. I mean, this is just as illegal as speed. So, hey, you know what? What's it really matter? Who's going to hold the moral high ground on that one? Customer satisfaction. Hey, this guy's got a ASL Garria. I don't know what it is. Want to be Tommy Chiara ZZ3, but I think it actually was a Tommy Chiara ZZ3 because, like, Gran Turismo 2, but yeah, something like that. I've been racing here longer than anyone. No way I could lose to a rookie like you. Among our racers who call Omuraco home, Emura has been there the longest. Consequently, he knows all the quirks of the course, and no trick. So he's been here the longest, he knows all of the course, but no tricks. Interesting. However, cunning will work on them. Oh, okay. See, here's the thing here. Here's the problem when I'm reading this, and why it sometimes sounds like I say things stupidly. From here on my screen, that comma after trick looks way too similar to a period. So my brain just automatically turned it into a period because this game has English throughout it. So you're just all like, okay, well, just translation, you know? Anyways, lately he's been developing even more advanced strategies for Omuraco, and there are few racers who can keep up with him anymore. Well, bring it on. Bring it on, Mr. Customer Satisfaction. I'd like to speak to your manager. Prepare for struggle. Oh man, this struggle is so brutal. So much struggle. I was unprepared for the amount of struggle. Finally driving like I actually know what I'm doing here. This is the first time for everything. Gotta watch it down here. That stupid corner. Oh, looks like it has a safer barrier on the outside of it. Room. Yeah, I do not understand why when I hit the brakes in this car, it always pulls to the right. It seems like cars in this game also have a tendency of doing that. Masahiko Iomura is now your friend. Oh. Oh, how nice. I got a friend. Finally. I've got friends! Well, actually, I got a friend. Sorry. Let's get ahead of myself. I was so excited to finally have a friend that... Yeah, I just kind of jumped the gun there. Alrighty. Alrighty, buddy. Alrighty, buddy. I still don't have enough money. Street Racing Pokemon. There you go. Alrighty, lots of people here. Didn't we already beat you? Or do you have just the exact same car in the exact same color? Oh, no. We haven't because you gotta have money. Man, this game requires more money than Formula 1 in 2018. It's crazy. True Shotoku Unit 2. You've never seen a racer like this. See what the new, improved materialist death metal can do. Is that like capitalist punk metal? Like, something like, a rabid consumer. He enjoys buying home electronics and computer hardware. His love of consumerism knows no bounds. Rear projection ATVs. AV audio systems, the latest mobile PCs and cell phones, which are now totally irrelevant here in 2018 to a hilarious degree. The list goes on. The inside of his GTO is no less high-tech, with GPS navigation, car audio, and other gadgets. Aren't you so cool? YM Spy R. I haven't been out drifting as much as I should lately, but I'll manage somehow. Alright. At first glance, he seems to have a quiet personality and calm expression, but don't let that fool you. He's a low-down, dirty skunk, a demon from hell. He gets his kicks from making other people miserable and spying on them, but he's a useful guy to have on your side, because he's a low-down, dirty skunk demon from hell. Aw, do we have to do this? What a pain in the butt. I'd rather be home taking a nap. He races the highways in a hand-me-down Impreza that he got from his old brother. He takes a cool, detached attitude to life, never getting excited over anything. When he battles, it's tough to tell exactly what he's thinking. Recently, he bought a big screen plasma TV and doesn't have any money left to spend on his car. What a hoser. Alrighty, Mr. Death Metal Greed, let's do this. I'm trying to work out what drugs you are on. I'm not on any drugs. Just having fun, you know, just enjoying it. You don't need to have drugs to enjoy things, you know? Like, I swear, every time I do these streams, someone's all like, you drunk. Like, no, I'm not drunk. I don't even drink. Like, so, like, yeah, I'm definitely not drunk. I don't do drugs. Don't need to do drugs. Now do I? Just have some fun playing video games, man. That's what it's all about. Because remember, kids, drugs bad. And the immortal words of Michael Jordan, who had hair at one point: stop it. Get some help. Right? Yes, Dad. Well, I mean, hey now. I haven't seen Turd 2. Making fun of this game. Making fun of this game because you know what? You might be justified. This game, not exactly the greatest. But you know what? It's fun because it's not the greatest. You don't need drugs to enjoy things. No, but I am considering taking some to figure out this game. I will say I'm definitely under the effect of caffeine tonight. Today was one of those days of desperation where I got into work in the morning, like, you know, it's just like, this is not gonna happen. This is just not gonna work today. Not happening. Emergency. Emergency. Need some caffeine. Need some caffeine stat. But I'm pretty sure that's worn off because that was a long time ago. But that's pretty much how my day went. It was like total sugar buzz. Unsustainable. Nothing quite like having a good old Red Bull at, 9:30 in the morning, right? Ow, he hit me. Sick drift, bro. Get drifted on, chump. I guess I shouldn't smack talk him going in the corner like that. Just kind of set myself up to get smashed into. Goodness, this guy's super aggressive. This guy's got the old empty box tactics going on here. He's just smash and crash him. There you go. Hang out that tail. Yeah. I'm gonna be entirely honest here. I have no idea how anyone would actually beat this game without a guide. Having no life, having a lot of free time. Those two would probably help massively. I mean, the same could be said for like every Tokyo Xtreme Racer game, because like the way they're just designed is just like, you know, you gotta race this guy on this certain day, or alternatively he's never gonna show up for like never ever until like, you know, 600 in-game days go by or whatever. Guys, I think there's a homing torpedo closing in on our bumper or something. Picking up something on sonar. I think he's pinging us. Dive, dive, dive! Sorry, wrong game. Been watching too much Cold Waters on the YouTubes, yeah. I like how I scrape the corner, I lose half my SP meter. He just like full bores rams it on home and just loses a smidge. Real fair. Game cheats. Stupid cheating game. Your seatbelt isn't on. The door was ajar. Death Metal Green versus Poser Boy. Let's do it. Battle commence. Do you watch Jive Turkey? The answer is yes. Yes, I do, because for some reason I find submarines absolutely fascinating. Even though I'm like, yeah, no, you'd be stupid to be on a submarine, because like, stupid to be on a submarine. Even though I guess, you know, there's only two things out there in the ocean when it all comes down to it. There's submarines and there's targets, right? So maybe being on a submarine is actually the smart play, the safer play. But at least if a ship on the surface goes down, like, you know, you got that vague, you know, chance of survival. Whereas a submarine, things go wrong, you just game over, man. Game over. Matt, did you pre-order the F-14? No, I have not yet. I do fully intend to. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. But definitely intend to, because even though I know like it's gonna be brutally impossible in all likelihood,
and I probably won't have as much fun with it as I think I will. It's just like one of those things where just the opportunity and all that, and, you know, have a freaking F-14 in a modern day simulation, and a proper F-14, and like, you know, not just, oh hey, we put an F-14 in Flight Simulator, like, which is like stupid. Sorry, not a fan of military jets in Flight Simulator because it's just like so boring, so incredibly boring. It ain't fun until they start shooting back, after all, right? Isn't that the idea? You're gonna pre-order GTR 3 from the new Simpin. I'll put it this way. Probably not, simply because of the fact I am not fully convinced that there is actually indeed a GTR 3 that is anything meaningful other than simply putting a different name on essentially race from racing experience. I mean, I would definitely buy it, but they would need to, need to pan out a bit more because, you know, it's been one of those things where I know apparently there was another trailer or something released recently or something, another tidbit, but it's like, you know, until there's actually, you know, fully something, and it's not like, oh yeah, this game will be released soon, you know, here's your pre-order, you know, I'll be awaiting. So apparently this guy is like the toughest battle in the game, if I remember correctly. People were saying that. So let's try this go here. Oh, we got. All right, you expect me to drift on dirt? What kind of weirdo freaks are you people? What kind of weirdo freaks are you people? This is utterly impossible. Madness. Well, boys, we lost this one. You know, the thing is, the thing just slides so far out. And the NSX is already a, you know, reasonably long car because it's got all that booty back there. But like, you turn it sideways, the thing just slides for 6 miles. Or alternatively, you just have no speed and you can't drift. Like, where was this guy? Oh wait, yeah, that guy. The guy that we have no money to race against. Yep. So that was fun, guys. I sure did enjoy that. Was as enjoyable for you as it was for me. Searching for opponents to actually race in this game, because that's how things work. Can't believe you can do dirt on iRacing and not this. Dirt in this is not relevant to like anything. Like, dirt in this game is seriously like driving on freaking ice. Like actual, pretty much ice. Maybe lightly covered, you know, in some snow to give them a little bit more grippedness. But yeah. I think we've gone through everything. All I want is another slasher. Just give me a slasher. Yeah, 5-1. Attack type race. Limited to cars with the FR transmission. Yay! Ooh, ooh, ooh. I saw that. I saw that. Boys, we're getting an FR car out here. We only got one. It's time for the Mercedes. Bring back the Black Beast. Because after all, we got to go try and win ourselves the Sublimity Cup. I love me the Sublimity Cup. Because Sublimity Cup. No! No! All I wanted was the Sublimity Cup. Well, that was fun. Game won't even let us race for the Sublimity Cup. Well, that was good job. Good job, Self. Good freaking job. Budget FR car time. See, the thing is, even though I'm sitting on $1 million here, these are them the Japanese funny monies here. Like that's $5. That's literally $5 is how much money I have in my account right now. You know, it may say $1.145 million, and I'll think, oh hey, you know, buy a fancy car with that. No, you can buy like a freaking 3-wheeled AE86 for that much money in this game. Alrighty, Team Downhill Guy, whose logo looks like Sly Cooper met Gengar. I'll show you that the lovely drift I perfected at Gymkhana is more than just for show. He's a firm believer in flashy show drifting because there's any other kind of drifting, and can be seen hanging around the Gymkhana course day and night. When team leader Satoshi Kobayaka left for Tokyo, Mayaki was angrier than anyone else, but he's careful not to let it show. Downhill Guy, wannabe rolling guy, but far less cool. With Kobayakawa gone, it's up to me to show everyone that we're still a force to be reckoned with. After Satoshi K left the team, T with his stellar technique naturally became the leader of the new Downhill Guys without any objections. Now he doesn't have time to sit around complaining that he's too poor to tune his ride. Sounds like a pyramid scheme if I ever heard one. What do you think of my 86? Check out the underbody. Not a bad piece of work, huh? What is up with all these dudes asking me to check their undercarriage? This is very weird. He's proud of his underbody, tuned perfectly for mountain racing. His engine is only lightly tuned, but the underbody provides more power than the engine anyways, because physics. So his car is a fairly solid machine. A tuner pointed this out to him, and he decided against going turbo, because natural aspiration is superior. Maybe I ought to give up on going to the big city and just try to be the best racer in these parts. Sure. He's finally getting used to mountain driving, and his technique has gotten a lot better. Looking at himself now, he's beginning to feel that he can be a great racer without going to Tokyo. Now that Satoshi K has left the team, Tetsu is finally coming into his own. Yeah, good for him. I wish you the best, buddy. You seem like a normal person amongst all these crazy whack jobs. Who like to stand there, sticking their hand out, pointing their finger like they're freaking Bernie Sanders. You know, just like, I'm pointing my finger at you. Look at me, I'm pointing fingers at you. What you gonna do? Finger point. Oh, gotta remember I'm not driving the NSX anymore. Driving the somewhat sane, somewhat significantly easier to drive Mercedes. This car is definitely a lot slower. Definitely a lot more sane to drive. Alright, can I just ask the question here? Is this the type of music that is played on the radio in Japan? Because I feel like this is the type of music that is playing on the radio on Japan. Playing on the radio in Japan. Easy for me to say. But like I feel like you would just like want to just kill someone five days in of hearing this on the radio on your morning commute. Which is like, really? This type of music again? Like, come on. Then again, I'm sure given that it's Japan, you know, the highway system probably actually works, and, you know, traffic flows at a reasonable rate as opposed to, you know, what we get over here in America because, you know, spaghetti roads and all that stuff. Good old spaghetti roads. I mean, seriously, what music plays on the radio in Japan? On just like normal, like what is the easy listening, just like standard, inoffensive to anyone? Perhaps not everybody's favorite, definitely not everybody's favorite, but just like their, you know, the music that you play in the workplace because it's just like everyone can agree that this is just inoffensive, you know. No one's gonna be all like, dude, that music that you're playing just absolutely sucks, turn it off, kill it with fire. I think I have the brake bias set too far back. Every time I hit the brakes, the RPMs drop about 2,000 RPM. Not sure that's normal standing operating procedure for a Mercedes-Benz something or other E 1.6, 2.6 something Evo. Yeah, 190E 2.5 16 Evo, whatever the hell it is. I never remember the name of this car. Like BMW, you got it right. You just like, hey, well, we're gonna make a faster version of the 3 Series, and we're just gonna call it the M3 because motorsport. You know, simple, straightforward, easy. As opposed to Mercedes-Benz spaghetti of numbers and letters and acronyms and all that stuff. Although I will say BMW, y'all stupid for being all like, hey, we're gonna make it so that way the cars with even numbers have 2 doors and the cars with odd numbers have 3 doors, and then you make a car with 4 doors with an even number. Just like, what the hell are you doing? Speaking of speed limits, here's a good question. Besides Germany, besides those weird sections of places where there's unrestricted speed limits, what country has the highest speed limit in the world? Like, just like standard speed limit. Downhill guy number 1, Hiroshi Takayanagawa, is now your friend. Yay, I got 2 friends. I have friends. People like me. I mean, the speed limit on the roads we're on here is 30 to 40 kilometers, which is basically 18 to 25 miles an hour. That sounds brutal. Sounds terrible. Uh-oh. Game just made an overly dramatic noise. Racing against a guy whose name is Spooks. There's only a couple of meanings there. My NSX has some minor tweaks here and there. It's really an NA2 NSX. Maybe he's undercover. Shadow. He's one of them. Looking at Ito's NSX, you'd swear it is NA1. In reality, though, Ito hates the gaudy appearance of the NA2 because everybody else does too, and modified his car himself to turn it back into an NA1. In retrospect, it would have been easier to him just buy an NA1 to begin with. Yeah, not so much today, but apparently Ito never thought of that. Gambling battle. Let's gamble. Here there is no limit, just if the cops catch you. I mean, that's where is this at? That there is no speed limit. It's just if the cops catch you or not. Because I feel like that means that there is definitely a speed limit. You have simply chosen to ignore it, and whatever happens at that point happens. And what's the old saying? You can outrun the cop, but you can't outrun the Motorola. And plus, it's no fun anymore. You know, it ought to be illegal for the cops to use like helicopters and thermal imaging, because it's just like, it's not sporting. Like, you know, there's all this outrage these days about, you know, these guys and girls who go to Africa and they, you know, shoot endangered animals and, you know, all these, you know, big game hunters and all that stuff. And people say, oh, well, you got a gun, it's not sporting, you know, what a wuss. You know what? Cops do the same thing when they're hunting down speeders. Like, it's just not. It's not fair. Like, come on. If you want to track down someone driving way too fast, you should have to do it the old-fashioned way. You know, it's just like, you know, playing hide and go seek. You know, it's not like fair if you go in there playing hide and go seek with thermal goggles on, because then there's no point in hiding. It becomes just like one guy just beating the snot out of everyone else at hide and go seek. It's just no fun. I like how this track has like 10 times longer corners than any other track in the game so far. I should use the rhinos from NFS. Oh, buddy. I always love it when those guys just come into a pile of like 10 cop cars that are like kind of sort of surrounding you and just blow the whole thing up. Because it just like warp speed. And just imagine what the Need for Speed cop department's auto insurance policy ends up looking like. So you tell me this is the 37th car you've wrecked today? Yes. I'm sorry, but we're dropping your policy. Like, we can't. We can no longer afford to insure you. You're uninsurable. And then the whole city would devolve into lawlessness, all because of some street racers causing some absolute carnage and havoc. Clutch! Level 4 acquired. Extra clutch! More clutch. All of the clutch. Still can't race this guy because he's talking about his underbody. Hey buddy, what you do with your underbody is your own business. You know, Antoine there, you know, the idea of using a tank to stop speeders, while it sounds cool and everything, and it sounds badass to use a tank to stop speeders, there's kind of a problem. Even an Abrams tank can only go like 60 miles an hour. And while that's like absolutely bonkers for a freaking tank, lots of cars can go faster than 60 miles an hour quite easily. Quite easily. And then the idea of, you know, just randomly spraying around, you know, high explosive, you know, tank shells, probably not gonna be too hip with the NIMBYs in the jurisdiction. I mean, that's kind of where it falls apart. Like, you know, you can say, oh yeah, just use the gun. Like, you know, if you do that, then you just open up things too far. This is where I say, but my Second Amendment, I ought to be able to have a tank because bearing arms. Although I'm pretty sure it's actually legal to buy a tank. I think it's actually legal to buy tanks in like a lot of places. I could be wrong though. Cops would have to take the show because breaking the speed limit. But if someone shoots someone or something or whatever, you know, then they don't issue a ticket to the person for breaking the speed limit. They issue a ticket for, you know, potentially recklessly discharging a firearm or something like that. Or alternatively, absolutely nothing, because, you know, there's no problem with that, you know? It's legal, the gun must be dearmed. But see, here's the thing with that, and I don't understand this here. I don't understand this. This is the one thing I don't understand about the whole Second Amendment thing here, and I'm not getting into that whole debate, but like, where do you draw the line? Like, where is that line arbitrarily defined that, you know, you can own this, but you can't own a tank? You can own this, but no field artillery. Like, you know, come on, you know, like, I mean, let's be real. Which one's actually more dangerous? I'm gonna give you a hint. Not the guy with field artillery, because that guy does one thing. He's getting an airstrike dropped on his house. Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, I guess we can go try a sponsors test. Someone was all like, hey, you should go do a sponsor test. So, hey, we'll go do a sponsor test. Just that way we can say we did a sponsor test, and then we'll get back to racing at night, because screw racing in the day. My problem is that speed does not kill. No, it's sudden deceleration that kills 100% of the time. I mean, that's how it works. Well, that one is about as well as, yeah, some people argue that private citizens are allowed to own nukes because of the Second Amendment. I mean, again, I'm not getting into the whole, you know, we're not talking guns and self-defense and all that stuff and the small stuff. Like, that's a totally different thing. But you get into, like, the very big, extra large kablamos, you know, like, who is the guy that set the line there and is like, hey, you know what? This is too far. It's too far. One step too far. You gotta turn it down from 37 to 10. All right, just back it down. Now see, you know, penicillin versus anthrax, those are two totally different things. I mean, is anthrax an arm? No, it's a chemical compound. You know, constitutional rights, you know, it doesn't say right to bear chemical compounds and suspicious white substances. But it does say arms. That guy again. I'm not letting that guy take my money. Especially when I'm not in the NSX. This could be a bad idea. Which Tokyo Extreme Racer do you like the most? Toss up between 3 and 0. 3 has its high points with having, you know, actual cars and 3 cities and racing in the rain and the snow, and like overall it just feels like it is a better put together game. But if Tokyo Xtreme Racer Zero just had more stuff, plus it had totally not Hondas. Like it definitely is a toss-up between those two. I definitely know whenever I go around corners, I just subtly pull the handbrake just a little bit. What's wrong with VTEC, man? Nothing's wrong with VTEC. I'm a firm believer in the cult of VTEC. I mean, come on. What made you a Honda fan? I wouldn't really necessarily say I'm a Honda fan. I mean, it's kind of strange. Like, I'm not a... I was never like super into like the old Fast and the Furious thing, you know, like the, oh hey, let's go ahead and put wings and stuff on, you know, Honda Civic and all that stuff, and just be positively preposterous. And especially back then, you know, you had the underbody neon lights and all that crap and stupid vinyls. And, it was bad. But the thing is, like, Honda is one of those companies that when they did their thing, and they did their thing well, like, how can you not be a fan of what they did? Like, the cars that they made when they were at their peak, you know, back in, you know, you'd say the late 80s, early 90s, through the 90s, probably up to the early 2000s. I'd say Honda up to, like, 2006. Like, they were like the Japanese car brand that, like, even their, like, regular cars, like, you know, had something that, you know, other regular cars didn't. That makes sense. And then they just went off the rails, and now they can't build an F1 engine, which is gloriously laughable. But it just felt like they, you know, put more engineering into the, you know, performance side of things, the, you know, that sort of thing back then. Are you into bikes? No, not at all. It is kind of one of those things though where I wouldn't mind getting a motorcycle, but then I realized that a motorcycle is an incredibly stupid idea. Sorry to all motorcycle fans, I don't mean anything personal, but like literally everyone I know who has had a motorcycle has crashed a motorcycle. That's not a smart thing, you know, it's just like, you know, it's, I can understand the appeal, you like it, more power to you, but, yeah, I don't like those odds, you know, and especially these days with the way people drive and all the people that are texting and driving and doing God knows what behind the wheel, it's just like, yeah, just driving a motorcycle on the street, like, you gotta be nuts. You gotta be absolutely nuts. I mean, there's being all like, oh yeah, I got balls of steel, nothing scary, and then there's just like, yeah, I like playing with loaded guns because it's fun. Like, yeah. And I don't know, I've thought about it, you know, just like, hey, you know, getting a motorcycle would be pretty fun. I mean, motorcycles aren't terribly expensive or anything like that, you know, relatively. There we go, we're getting races. It's gonna go straight back into nighttime. We're gonna get through here, one way or the other. Even though I'm pretty sure we're supposed to do the daytime races, but the daytime races are so ungodly boring. Matt, your opinion on bikes is invalid. You like OWR, I assume open wheel racing, but not bikes for being dangerous. No, I don't have a problem with motorcycle racing. I don't have a problem with motorcycles at all. What I have a problem with is the people around the motorcycles. It's not the people on the bikes that's the problem. It's not the bikes themselves that's the problem. The thing that makes motorcycles dangerous are all the stupid people on the roads that make motorcycles dangerous. Like, you are an inherent disadvantage because everyone else around you on the road already, 100% of the time, is stupid and cannot be trusted. Simple as that. I just realized something. Part of being a great racer is being able to get good parts cheap. This is true. He's the very model of a true Japanese racer, spending all his money on his machine and living in a tiny apartment. I thought everyone in Japan lived in a tiny apartment because, like, property value. He buys used parts on the cheap and practices drifting in the rain to cut back on tire wear. He loves trance music and doesn't have a girlfriend. There's no truer racer than he. I mean, seriously, it's one of those things where to ride a motorcycle, you know, you should wear the safety gear and all that stuff. And, you know, it's for your protection. And not to sound like, you know, I'm saying, you know, you can't ride a motorcycle without all the safety gear and everything like that. But the fact that you have to wear safety gear and you have to wear, you know, ridiculously bright colors because you know that there's like a 90% chance that that guy coming up behind you on a stoplight probably isn't going to see you, even though, like, how could you not see a guy on a motorcycle in front of you? But you know that they won't because people are that dumb driving on the road. True fact. Absolute true fact. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of motorcycles, because I just know that, simply put, they're not for me, because I'm not willing to take that risk, because I just know that the odds are not in the favor of the person on the motorcycle. Like, I'm not a huge safety guy. I'm not like, you know, hey, you gotta be all buckled up in safety and everything, and, you know, you gotta drive 5 miles an hour on the speed limit because it's for your safety, you know, all that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, if I was gonna get a motorcycle, I'd definitely wear all the safety gear, you know, within reason. But, yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, you can never be too safe, and, you know, the sad thing is, you know, people in the cars, for one, are stupid, and for two, you know, obviously on a motorcycle you are a smaller, you know, I don't want to say target, but, you know, you are a smaller target for someone in a car to see you who may not be paying attention. Just, you know, maybe years ago, like back in the day before the idea of, you know, playing on your cell phone while driving down the highway was a thing, like, motorcycle probably would have had more appeal, but these days, I don't know, man. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, you yell action, all right. I think people's tests should be extended, made more difficult. It's disgusting how unsafe people are, and they carry on driving anyways. Yes. Yes, indeed. Today's your lucky day. I'm going to show you how awesome my technique is with my light truck. I'm going to show you how awesome my technique is with my light truck. Light truck. Light truck. Light truck. Okay. Sorry, I had to do a quadruple take there because this guy's talking smack with his light truck over here. He learned his driving technique driving a small milk truck, and his handling is very precise. He became a racer almost on a whim, but ended up getting hooked. And these days, he uses up almost all of the money he earns from delivering milk on tuning his machine. His light truck. But yeah, one day when I run for president and I win, yeah, I'm running on the equal distribution of hot dogs and hot dog buns. We need to standardize that and come up with a standard as to this whole conundrum because it is absolute bullcrap. We're also going to have square blankets. That's another thing we're going to do. And then we're going to make driving tests significantly harder and actually make, you know, you have to have skill and proven skill to be able to get a license to drive on the roads in the United States of America. And you know what? For that, I will become the greatest president outside of like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, you know, the good ones. Simple as that. So can I count on your vote in like 2024, 2028? Just remember that. Write me in. It's going to be a little while. I know that's not a statement as to the future of, you know, near-term American elections, but you know, gotta be 35 to get in there, you know. Otherwise, you can't do anything. So just gotta wait a little while, and then I'm gonna be president. You just wait. You just wait. Oh, and we're also going to make it mandatory that people have to learn how to drive manual gearboxes again, because it is a critical skill that is required in case, you know, there's some sort of road accident or whatever, and you need to get a car with a manual transmission out of the middle of the road. At least that'll be my justification. I'll just park right in the middle of the corner there, and that will be that. You might want to be sooner. Nuclear war scheduled 2027. Last I checked, there's no such calendar that to pencil that in. So, old Vladdy pal, how's it going? Can we go ahead and pencil you in for 2027 to start that nuclear exchange? Or should we go with 2026? Like, which one works better for you? Like, you know, this... To be fair, by 2024, we'll already be able to import midgets. This is important. Midget importation. Midget importation. Midget importation. Sorry, I'm busy thinking about the idea of importing a Daihatsu midget. I'm having a bit of a crisis right now. You know, the funny thing is, it's kind of looking around for some cars, and then everyone forced to drive manual? Guess I'm out of President Matt's America. Well, you know, if you have a reason, we'll let you in. Like, but, you know, you gotta have a reason. Like a legitimate reason. And I know in your case you do have a legitimate reason. Yeah, you would have a legitimate reason. Believe me, we ain't kicking you out, Southpaw Racer. We're gonna let you in. Definitely, we're gonna let you in. You're good people. But, you know, for the people who are just capable and unwilling to learn, I'm not saying you have to drive a manual. I'm just saying you have to be capable of understanding a manual and having demonstrated it, such as, for example, in driver's ed. You know. Then we're gonna have problems, you know. Yeah, I kind of put it. One of my old cars is a manual, you know, and there's no cup holders or anything like that, you know. And you know, how can you the way I look at it, when you put yourself in that scenario, you know, you don't have cup holders or whatever, so you can't go like bring a drink along with you or anything like that. So you're not going to be reaching for that. You know, you can't. You really don't have anywhere to put your phone because there's like no storage area, and you got a manual transmission, so like, you know, you need hands free. You know. So it just kind of like works out to, it makes it significantly harder to be a distracted driver, which is exactly what we need because people are distracted drivers. No! Why is this guy so difficult? Maybe it starts selling empty box brand drinking hats like you see at ball games to go with mandatory manuals. I mean, if hats can get people elected, maybe the old double barrel beer helmet will work. I like your thinking. I like your thinking. You know, the sad thing is I can totally see that actually happening. Some politician here in America just feeling like, okay, why is this guy going 2 miles an hour this time? Why couldn't he go like 2 miles an hour last time? Really, game? Really, game? Really, game? Do you have any consistency? I feel when I live in a third world country where 95% of the cars are front-wheel drive econo boxes. I'm just gonna tell you this. I don't know where you live, but I'm just gonna say that that's the reality of cars everywhere. Rear-wheel drive is like basically dead. Like outside of, you know, the proper cars. And it's goofy to think about, like, you now look at rear-wheel drive as like, you know, performance car thing, you know, because only the performance cars have rear-wheel drive still. But then you like look back, you know, into the 80s, you know, and like everything's rear-wheel drive, and front-wheel drive is sold as some sort of amazing feature. God dang it. Man, I'm just gonna say this. I'm definitely gonna be an old man yelling at clouds in 30 years. I'm already 3/4 of the way there. Oh, man. Yeah, you either get front-wheel drive, just standard, boring beige mobiles, or you get SUVs, and it's depressing. Incredibly depressing. Oh my god. There are more Dodge Challengers than people. Do you live next to the local like gym or something? Like, is there a lot of meatheads around? You know, the silly thing is, I really like the Dodge Challenger. I think it's the best look at the three, you know, American reasonable priced, you know. I don't know, I don't like calling them muscle cars because the Mustang and Camaros were never muscle cars, or never even close to muscle cars, and it pisses me off when people call them muscle cars because they weren't muscle cars at all. Again, old man yelling at clouds here. But like, if the Challenger was like, oh, I don't know, 2,000 pounds lighter, that would be great. Apparently I lost my supporter. I lost my supporter. He no longer supports me. He realizes I am a joke. Oh, God. But seriously, the Challenger is a good-looking car, but like seriously, Dodge, get your stuff together, because you should not need to make a car weigh like 4,000 pounds. Like, I mean, come on. Like, have you ever heard of a thing called aluminum? Yeah, it's pretty cool. You should try it out one day. Yeah. On the subject of Dodge, can they get rid of the Scat Pack name already? No! No! Scat Pack, man. Scat Pack. I feel like this is taking the mercy mechanic in the game further than literally anyone else on the entire internet. I thank you. What do you think is going to happen when you drive a Daihatsu Midget occasionally? Anyways, I'm getting tired. Probably didn't help that I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. But here in Australia, we haven't responded well to our rear-wheel drive sedans being canned, holding them to stop production of the current front-wheel drive Commodore until 2019 because no one's buying it. Well, hold out strong down there, because maybe you guys can save the rear-wheel drive car for all of us, hopefully. Maybe. Although then again, given how well the Chevy SS and the Pontiac GTO, the new one, totally not, but definitely is Holden Monaro. Yeah, how well that's all gone. Yeah. Anyways. Although, fun fact, I did see a Pontiac GTO next to me at the gas station earlier today. And I'm like, you know what? That car just... I like it because it's cool, but like, should not have had the Pontiac GTO name on it because it's not a GTO. Like, I'm sorry, just like it doesn't do anything for me. But you know, that's still a cool car. But I'd be that guy that if I got one of those cars, I'd be all like, well, ripping off the Pontiac badges, putting on the Holden badges, because that's what it is. It'd be far more fun. So anyways, I'm gonna call it a night there. I might do a few of the daytime races off screen so that way we can just progress, because the daytime races are just boring as fudge because they're boring in daytime races. But yeah. 2004 06 GTO is the shiz, and they're so cheap. Yeah, I'm not. I think they're cool, but they're not like a GTO. Like, you just call it something else, and I'm like, yeah, that's sweet, but come on. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. All right, bye.